What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. Today I'm going to go over some questions that I got on doing some AI rental situation. So just to start off with, some people said they followed my guide, they threw their system on there, and it's not making nearly the money it should make, or something's wrong. Well, the first thing I've noticed is I had some systems with only 16 gigabytes of RAM. This is one of them, and unfortunately it only has 2 slots, so I'm gonna have to go buy some new RAM. So I have 2 8 gig sticks. The jobs that are getting placed on the systems that only have 16 gigabytes of RAM are lower than the jobs that are getting placed on the 32 gigabyte systems, and that is also the same as 64 gigabytes. But there is a line of diminishing returns from what your RAM is to what your VRAM on your card is. So right now, and this is all fluid and all could change, and today is June 1st, 2024, this 12 gigabyte 3060 on 16 gigabytes of RAM is only doing a little over $1 a day. But with 32 gigabytes of RAM on one of my other systems, I'll show you here in a second, is doing almost $2 a day. So there is a significant difference because there's not enough system memory. There's enough VRAM, not enough system memory. But now, if you give this device 64 gigabytes of RAM, you still will not get much over that $2 a day, because the VRAM on the graphics card is now the limiting factor. So you have to take that all into account. And then also there's just a couple things. People are like, oh, it's just mining on my system. You have to turn mining off if you want to save the power. So being that this is in a rental situation where it's being used for who knows what, AI processing, that kind of thing, it does not run as hot as mining. Actually, right now, this system, the fans are not even spinning. And let me pull this system up on remote desktop real quick to see what it's doing. And I'm going to do this while I'm actually not even going to do a cut here. So I'm logging into it right now, and then I'll move the camera over once I'm in. So alrighty, so this system's running, and the next 24 hours it's at $1.17, and this is the Ryzen 5 1600 system, and it having the 16 gigabytes is now, I believe, the limiting factor. Now, if we go out of here and let's disconnect, and let me go into, for example, like the 3060 Eagle rig. This one has 32 gigabytes of RAM, I'm pretty sure. We'll double check once we get in here. So yes, this one's got 32 gigs, and look at that, it's using 29 out of those 32 gigs. GPU is barely being used, but if we go down here and take a look at what we're making, wham bam, thank you ma'am, $1.80 a day. So that is huge to take into account. Some people are like, how do I know if I got a container job? A container job is one of these where it shows you the next 24 hours payout. And it'll also, on Windows 10 Pro, you'll have 2 Ethernets. You'll have your regular Ethernet, and then you'll have an Ethernet for WSL. The WSL is the container having its own, I guess, virtual Ethernet connection. So that will also be noticed, because some people are like, oh, this is just mining, this is just mining. It's not mining, it is computing, and that is being used in different ways. So from my experience so far, I need to get all these rigs swapped over. I'm doing case swaps on them, and then going to be placing them all on a rack, and then I'm going to be doing power meters for each individual system to see what they're burning, how much they're burning. But I can already tell, compared to mining versus doing the rental situation, they're burning less power overall. They're not running full tilt 24/7. They're being hit, they're coming off, they're processing. Now, is that always going to be the case? They're going to have different workloads, so I know it may vary, and that's why I want to have the power monitors. But I figured I would get on here and address some of those concerns that people were having. And you know, oh, my system is showing 10 cents for the next 24 hours. That's a huge one. If your system shows 10 cents for the next 24 hours and it has a container job, so if you open up Task Manager, it shows that WSL, just let it run. It may want to do 1 or 2 lower end, cheaper jobs. That doesn't mean you're going to earn 20 or 10 cents for the next 24 hours. If you actually watch it, it'll earn significantly more than that. And then after a day or two, especially once you get verified, which is becoming a star chef, I think it happens after 50 hours in 1 week. So basically, once you have your dedicated rig up and running, just let it run. It may take a little bit of time, and it may take you know, a few days, and you have to get verified before you start getting those good jobs. And you have to think about it from their point of view. They are selling your compute power to customers. If you are unreliable and constantly turning it off or losing connection, or just not a stable system, and it's, you know, crashing, for example, or cutting off. By the way, I recommend a fresh install of Windows. Go ahead and do all the updates, then drivers, and that's when I install Salad on top of that, and then nothing else basically. But yeah, so if you're not stable and you don't have good internet, that kind of thing, you're not going to get good earnings, because as soon as it goes down and comes back up, you're basically, you lost the job. It's like, oh, you didn't show up for work, you lost the job. So just to give you guys another way to think about it, you have to change your mindset. This is not mining. You can't throw a system on it for 6 hours and then pull it back off and expect it to be all hunky-dory. You might make some money, but you won't make as much as just leaving them run 24/7. I will be doing more videos on this kind of stuff, and I will be comparing other platforms. I'm actually reaching out to one of my moderators, shout out Aragorn Strider, and also the Mining King. We're going to be building 1 or 2 of these into a Vast machine, because I want to do Vast versus Salad, because I think Vast does make more money in certain situations, but then Salad is so easy to get set up. But who knows, it may run dry. So I do need backups, and I do need you know, alternate platforms to run on and to go forward with. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to jump on for that. If you have any other questions, concerns for future videos, please let me know down below in the description. So previously we did the buyer's guide, and I put together a playlist. I'll put that down below in the description as well. It's going to be all like AI rental guides and information, and that's where I'm going to put all these videos, so they're condensed in one situation. Also, you can join our Discord, and it's under the links section if you need to find that, so you can go through and, you know, keep up to date, that kind of thing. And also, if you've noticed anything that's different, please let me know down below. But I have been testing 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, and 64 gigabytes. Right now, I only have 30, 60, 12 gigs. I have 6 of them running, but I do have 3090s coming in. I have 3080s, 3080 Ti's, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and get me some 40 series as well to put in the mix. Oh, and then I also did turn on one 3070 with less than stellar results, but I'm going to give it a little bit of time to level off before I do a video on it. That is one of the unfortunate things. You could review a card for mining after, like, literally, you know, a few hours. Throw it in there, see how it hashes, tune it, mess with it, and then you could do a video. On this stuff, you have to let it run. You have to let it run. So take that with a grain of salt. This is not for everybody. This is not for every situation, but it may be a good option for you. Anyways, if you do end up using or trying Salad, I do have a referral link down below as well. Well, it's a link and a code, so you got to put my code in there. But if you use it, awesome. If you don't, that's cool too. I understand, you know, stick it to the man. I guess in that situation, I would be the man, but whatever. Don't stick it to me. Later, guys. Y'all have a good one. Good night.